teams in the future, Sir Tons?
Definitely we're assessing based on our season one launch no, for MDL. So basically what we plan to do right now is our priority area for MDL is to launch a pretty smooth season, being the inaugural one. No? But after that, as the season goes by, we'll be reviewing everything. So aside from like the number of teams, we also want to review the format as well in terms of qualifier. I also saw that there are questions in the chat regarding requirements. So for MDL season one, basically we had our own internal score sheet in terms of evaluating the amateur teams in terms of them joining. Different categories were considered. But for MDL season 2 will be more open. And we hope to be able to launch like an open qualifier as well during that time. So let's stay tuned for that.
A follow-up question, Sir Tons, from Ria Jose again. Are there any efforts to involve or recruit more players or maybe teams based outside of Metro Manila or Luzon? I guess referring to the next
Sure.
seasons.
Yeah, definitely. That's why also no parang if you would notice our MDL is purely offline as well, no. So that's one of the wonders of that model. So it worked during the pandemic. We saw in other regions as well. This expands our reach from Luzon to Mindanao basically with this current format, no. So we hope that by doing this and continuing with this model, we hope to discover more local talent, more local teams in the process. So watch out for that in MDL season 2.
Okay, a question from Christian Peña, Fulcrum Esports. How can a new team join the MDL, Sir Tons? Requirements.
Okay. Basically for our internal process goes is that for season 1, just to share with you, we look at a lot of basically categories in analyzing if they are qualified. No? So of course, we look at team performance. So that's number 1. We take a look at their participation in community tournaments. We see their lineups. And then second, we also evaluate the organization that is behind them. No? So of course, we all know, all of us here in the esports industry, we all know that a good management team behind a strong roster is also key. We want to ensure that teams who join can really sustain a season of MDL. So those are the things that we look at. And then in terms of how they join, basically, yeah, it's just monitoring us looking at the scene, at the local scene, checking the performance of the local teams, and they can get in touch with our league operations manager as well, who's also in the call. Joy, they can just send an email over if they want to as well. We can share details if some of you would want to write stories about it. So yeah, basically that's the process for now.
From Gadgets Magazine. This season will be the 3rd season of the franchise system with the same team. With the same teams. Are there any plans to add new teams in the MPL in the future, Sir Tons?
As of the moment, no, our main focus with Moonton is continuing to grow the league. This does not necessarily mean always adding and making the league bigger in terms of our franchise slots. Our main focus in Moonton is making sure that the teams, we improve the way we run the league, more opportunities for the players, the quality of our initiatives, our marketing efforts, partnerships with sponsorships. So that's our focus as of the moment. But stay tuned for season 12. There might be, I can't share any details as of the moment yet, but we'll see if there are new developments when it comes to new slots. Yeah.
Question from Christian again. Will trade between teams be allowed? I think this is MDL and MPL. He's referring to MPL and MDL player transfers.
As of the moment, it's the roster. The roster transfers are between the teams and their specific MDL teams. All roster changes between teams are eligible to happen during the off season. So there's a specific
exclusive interviews. But just let me know, guys, in case you want to interview a specific team or player. We can schedule it through Zoom conference naman. Our LGU back team can join the next season's MDL. I think I can answer this. We are really open to accept any teams for MDL. It's just that, again, as Tonya mentioned, this maiden season will be like a testing ground for us to also assess how to handle the open qualifiers for the next season in case we organize one. But then again, we will set certain requirements to make sure that the next seasons will be as seamless as possible.
Still to be explored now, but just to share that our basic philosophy for MDL is really first providing a good platform and a strong platform for local talent to be discovered. So we really acknowledge na there's really a wealth of talent here, and then hopefully if there are new models that arise in the future, yeah, we'll definitely study that. Yeah.
Since Tier 2, question from JM, Daily Tribune. Since Tier 2 League ang MPL, magkakaroon ba ng promotion and relegation between MPL and MDL after the season, Sir Tons?
Yeah, as of the moment, no. There's no setup of this nature. Reason why is MPL is really a franchise model. So basically, aside from the team's qualifications in terms of their roster and their performance during the league, so we have again similar to how we evaluated MDL teams. There's a whole slew of other qualifications as well, no, to have a franchise. So as of the moment, there's none. But again, in our commitment to make the ecosystem much better, the esports ecosystem of MLBB stronger, yeah, we're exploring the different formats. So stay tuned for the succeeding seasons. But for this season, we'll still do the traditional MPL and MDL split. Yeah.
Thanks for thoughts. I guess last question from Ron. Is there a reason for the venue change from QC down to South in Makati, Shooting Gallery? There are a lot to consider. There are a lot of factors to consider whenever we choose a venue. First, internet. Because kung mapapansin ninyo, compared to Season 9, Season 10 had less technical pauses. That yung ang reason is internet connectivity. Another one is also safety. If we have set like a target number of attendees, we need to find a venue that can, fit that certain number of attendees that we are targeting. And we feel like Shooting Gallery Studios is really the best venue upon evaluating. So yeah, so it is the chosen venue by the logistics and production team. Okay, so super last question from JM. Follow-up lang, what's there for MDL players to look forward to if that is the case? I'm sure many of those players want to make it to MPL. Your thoughts?
Yeah, basically, no. When it comes to MDL and making it into the MPL, we're pretty confident that if the platform is there, if these players are given a chance to shine in terms of coverage, in terms of showcasing their actual skill, no, this will put them in the radar of the MPL team. So not just the Philippine teams, but also the MPL teams or the other teams abroad as well. So yeah, we're pretty confident with this model, and we hope na through our efforts, yeah, more local talent will be discovered.